Hey y'all. Hey collective. I hope you guys are having a good day. I missed you guys. I'm back on the channel. I definitely wanted to make sure I came back for Libra season. So I just wanted to make sure that it was okay for me to come back because I've been on my sabbatical because I just needed to learn some lessons and just I've been really focused on my purpose right now. So sometimes you just have to take time away. So I did, being obedient as well and staying off the channel. So I'm glad to be back. Today is September 29th. So if it's your birthday, happy birthday. And if I missed your birthday, over the last few days, happy birthday, happy belated birthday, Libra. So, right now I'm not doing personal readings. If you would like to donate to the channel, the information is down below. And I always appreciate that. And I'm grateful for anything you guys donate. But I just don't want to do any readings at the moment. So I will let y'all know when I am up to doing personal readings again. And I was thinking about doing like a birthday special, so I might do that. But energetically, right now, I'm just not doing it. So, all right, y'all, let's see what's going on for my lovely Libras. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support for me as well as the channel. Um, I just thank you guys so much for supporting me, for coming back. Those of you who are watching that are my OGs. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome to the channel. Um, you can have Libra anywhere in your chart, so keep that in mind. I know a lot of people come and watch this channel. They just, I pick up on legal things sometimes, or they just have Libra highly aspected in their chart, so they do resonate with this. So you don't have to be a Libra as a sun sign to resonate. So keep that in mind, and always make sure to use your discernment when listening to these readings. Ask your guides if you're not sure if something is actually your reading. If you have questions for like clarity or anything like that, I would ask you to consult your guides, pray about it, meditate, to get you some additional information. All right, y'all. So let's see what's going on for my lovely Libras. It feels so good to just say that, to be back on the channel. And I am doing well. I'm doing very well. So I don't want y'all to be worried. I'm doing well. What's this overall energy here for my Libras? Angel of Inspiration. This just came out in the last reading. And then grounding. Anything else? Overall energy for Libra. Okay, learning. That's interesting because I was saying how I was learning lessons. So you could be in that energy as well, just kind of like learning, asking for guidance, things like that. Um, trying to step into your purpose, even like what I mentioned earlier, grounding yourself for sure. I do feel like this is something too where spirit could be trying to ground you for some reason because something's you're ready to find out about something. Um, There's something significant about 18, the number 18. This could be like a date for you, a age for somebody, like a child. I hope I don't have any children on my channel, but this could be like you can have a child that's 18 or something like that. I'm literally just hearing like ground yourself. Like there's something like in preparation. Uh, there's something that's going to happen, and this could be significant, like the 18th, the 14th, the 19th. The 14th, though, I'm getting as a date, like October 14th. There could be something coming, or you could have something planned from the 14th to the 19th, or something like that, where you're going to learn about something. But I feel like this is just more or less like ground yourself because some like information is coming. Someone's getting ready to show you something, and you may not be prepared for it. So it's almost like get prepared for it now. Like you might have to sit down for this. And I feel like it's going to change your world. Whatever this is, it's going to like I'm not even getting like change your life. I'm getting like change your world. So like we're like the you know how we can say like someone living in their own world. There's something about like the way that you see yourself or show up in the world or something is gonna change. Yeah, because on the bottom, it's past lives and past issues. There's something going on with this 23 to 24. So you could be turning 23, 24 this year. There's something very significant about this. There's something about like something that happened in the past. I feel like that you're getting ready to find out about. But at the same time, I feel like you need to know about this because there is something about like this past life energy here. Someone could also be passing away. This could be like a funeral, and then you find out some information at a funeral. Someone's gonna find out about like paternity at a funeral or after a funeral or something like that. This energy is gonna make you happy though. This is not a sad type of energy. This is good energy though. This is like the truth that just need to come out type of energy to like, where everyone can exhale and be like, oh, okay, whew, like I'm glad I know that now or something like that. So I don't get anything like bad from this. I feel like this is some energy that you probably just need to know about. You could have been praying about it, something that you just needed to know. But yeah, it's gonna be transforming for you. I feel like it's like where you can actually move on or something. And look, I had cut the deck on. Let me get it. Let me turn this around. So, okay, there go behind the mask want to fall out. But I cut the deck on these two here, and it's transformation. And we have like these children here, and if you can see, there's like a masculine back here. So, like I said, there's something about paternity going on, something that could have been hidden or something like that. And it's really given like if someone did pass away, like you don't have to hide this any longer or something like that. So let's see what's going on here. Clarify this energy, please, and thank you for a Libra collective. There is something about the 18th and the 19th. I keep touching these cards. 18th and the 19th. Or someone is 18 and 19 years old or something like that. Yeah, children. There's something about children here. And someone could even be trying to, this could be like about, someone could be going to court for something like to change a last name or to change a name or something here. I'm getting that. Look, and then this card wanted to come out again, so I'm gonna just take it out behind the mask. Like I'm getting, this could be like where, I'm getting like a masculine in particular. It doesn't have to be, but a masculine actually like getting their name changed to their real father's name or something like that. I'm getting some kind of energy like that. Yeah, it's or a married name. Someone could be like married and now like they're adopting like the children to have their last name or something like that. With that taking steps, it looked like someone was going to the courthouse. So I feel like someone is like legally changing a name or legally doing something. Someone could be going and getting married. I don't really feel that, but I feel like it's more like the married name or something. It's about the name. It's about like paternity or something here, and I really do strongly and heavy on the side of a child, a masculine child receiving their true father's like name or something here. What's this energy? Travel. And so we have new supportive connections here. This could be like, the marriage name, like I said, for some people here. Someone could be married or going to get like honeymoon type of energy, but when they get back, they're going to change the name of a child or something here. This is people and events. So I feel like there's something that has happened, but it's good though. Like this is a good energy. Like what I'm looking at these pink flowers. This is divine feminine energy here. So you have to take what resonates, you guys. If this is, because this is definitely not going to be everyone's story. This is kind of getting specific anyway. But if you can tell, look, I tried to. Okay, so first of all, this is on the bottom of the deck. This man here, and then I tried to pull the cards up, and this is what was left. There's something here about this paternity. I just can't get past it. I can't get past it. But I feel like this is about like people coming together, like bloodline type of energy. This is actually giving me like the whole situation with Sierra and how people just flashed out, like just got stupid about it. I feel like she just understands like that there's something in the name. You know, like what you're being called does matter. The bloodline does matter. Because you could belong to an unclean bloodline. And when you get married, it changes your whole world because you have inherited someone's last name. The last name does matter. Like energetically, spiritually, it does matter. And whatever decision that she decides to make, that's her child. But I feel like she just understands like that the bloodline type of energy that in the energy that comes with a bloodline, and also the curses that come with bloodlines. It's a very real thing energetically. And so just changing your last name, and like some people decide to keep their husband's last name, and you're being tied to, something that could be like demonic or whatever. Yeah, confirmation. And so this could definitely like be, something along those lines to where, someone is thinking about going back to their maiden name even, or like I said, changing their name to their married to their new spouse because maybe you found your divine feminine, your divine masculine, excuse me, and like you're gonna take their name now, and it is could be best. It could change your whole world because you're not connected to your former bloodline any longer, especially if this is the second marriage. And so, if you have kept your first, the last name from your first marriage, and you could have been experiencing all types of hell, even though you're not with that person anymore, you're still energetically attached to them by, bloodline, like, excuse me, not bloodline, but you're still energetically attached to them by the last name, by their, through their bloodline. So I feel like there's something about that here where someone has, like, completely understood this. And with this past issue, and then we got happiness right here with soulmate, I feel like this could even impact someone's love life. If you were divorced and you kept your husband's last name, excuse me, and you just have been not having you haven't been having any luck as far as finding a new spouse or anything like that, this could help you. And maybe someone has realized that. I'm not sure where you are on this journey right here, but I do feel like, either someone is like realizing that they need to do this, or they're, making some kind of a decision to do this for their children's sake, whatever the reason. I feel like it's a great idea. I feel like you could be even just nudged to do this. The Sierra story could have even been just inspiration for someone to do this as well. Um, yeah, look what's on the bottom. This new beginning is here. It's going to change your whole world. It really is. It'll and if this is a child, it will definitely impact this child like significantly. Like I said, the child could be 18, 19 years old or something like that. It's definitely a good time to do it because it will impact their whole life from this point on, as far as like what this last name, situation is. And also too, it could just be like an adoption, like to where like someone's husband wants to adopt the children or something, um like I saw that going to court, taking the steps to like do a formal adoption, for like the stepchildren to have their last name and things like that. So I feel like this is a good idea. It is going to be a new beginning for you guys, and I feel like it's just going to impact everyone in a very positive way. I feel like, just things will start changing. I'm hearing like instantly. I want to be careful with that word, but that's what I'm getting. Um, like you'll start to notice a change in this child, or even in your life or in yourself. There's something significant, like a significant change that is going to happen when you do this. Yeah, there it is, that wedding. There's something about this, and I feel like if you are divorced, like you might even run into your spouse very quickly, like your new, like a new man. Um, very quickly. So we got your higher self and transformation want to come out. So I feel like this is exactly what I'm talking about. There's something that's going to change, like within you here. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, like with this heart right here, something's going to change, like the way that you like love, or how people love you, or you could have just been running into like a lot of deadbeat type of energies, but now that's about to transform. Like you're about to actually experience love in a true love sense, to where you feel like you have made like this connection here. But this is someone who's going to support you, love you, you know treat you like you should be treated, things like that. When you could have come from a bad dating history or something, here it's definitely going to change. Transformation is here. Like I said, it's a big leap, and it might be a lot of paperwork to get this done, but I do feel like this is a right decision for somebody here. It would, I just can't get over like how much it's going to change your life. So let's see what else. Yeah, peace is here. I'm trying to tell you. I am trying to tell you, and I feel like this is like peace in your relationships. But I also feel like joy. This card right here says joy is fun. I feel like you're going to experience more joy as well. Like you'll be with someone who makes you laugh. You'll be able to laugh, like and have like that freedom that you probably never felt before, where you don't feel stuck or stagnant, where life can flow as it should, where you're not just bound by like, craziness going on, people trying to just something about addictions also too. Um, if you were married to someone, their bloodline has a lot of curses, something about addiction. There's something about addiction here, and so I feel like that will come off of you, or maybe like your children or something like that. That will come off of them. There's something about significant about that addiction, and my dog is going off too, so for sure. So let's see, and look at that increases here. So I do feel like this could even be like monetary, to where maybe you'll level up, financially in your life as well once you do this change here. Yeah, because look, the lack of, okay, so it says a consciousness of lag, and then we have increase right here. Like there's something here that's going to definitely change when this paperwork is done or submitted or whatever. This is a financial change for somebody. And look what wanted to pop out, stuck energy. That's what I was getting, like something being stuck and stagnant in your life is changing. And this would definitely be, I'm going to take this out. This is like, financial burdens and things like that, because that is attached to bloodlines as well. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's the truth. So believe what you want, but I'm pretty sure you can Google it and find out about it, or YouTube it, and someone will be talking about it. But this is definitely like energy is very real, whether you choose to believe in it or not. It's very, very real. And I feel like this is like, someone's financial situation changing, going from like lack to, some type of increase. And this could just be like you get a promotion, like after this change, whatever this change is, that you're making. If it's for your children, I just got to, like, they could like just boom get a scholarship to go to college out of nowhere. There's something like that happening here, where as you were stuck and stagnant, like now you'll be able to have money, even to possibly travel. And I feel like too, someone could have traveled if someone told you this. Like if you traveled, I'm getting like Bali specifically, like a place like that, heavy on like the meditation and spirituality, or someone could have gone on like a spiritual retreat or something like that. This could definitely be what someone told you, and so this reading would be confirmation. Anything else? Look, loss is here. Yeah, this cuts the cord on something for you for sure. And I feel like what it is this stagnant energy, energetically, like cutting the cords from like some kind of lack mentality that was going on because of like who you were attached to, or something like that. We have this, so we have manifestation too. Like I feel like, so with the vast universe, this could be like good karma coming back also. Your manifestations could have been blocked, or someone could have put them in the reverse or something like that, and that could have been like the family curse for somebody, to where everything you try real hard to do, it just fails, or it's just good, really good, and all of a sudden it just bombs. There's something about that. We have 11. We have 11 here. Sorry, I said 11. So yeah, manifesting is very important here to this change. The intentions. I am also getting something too. We got 1, 2, 1, 1. So 12, 11. This could be Sagittarius energy for somebody. Like someone could have the birthday 12, 11 or 11, 21. That would be what, Scorpio? I believe that's still within Scorpio season. There is something here where someone just recently found out who they were married to. Someone could have been like with someone that you thought was like very religious, but you're becoming more spiritual and you're seeing some flaws. And I feel like in that particular situation, someone married for money, and not like, in a like gold digger type of way, but just for security. So someone could be like a stay-at-home wife or mother or whatever. There's something like that going on. Someone is definitely like, I feel like someone is like separating from their husband or wife due to spirituality. This is like someone actually, like that inspiration card, learning about spirituality versus religion, but maybe always grew up in religion, or you got a man because you probably met your husband in church, or he could be a minister or something like that, or your wife, could even be a minister. There's something about that where church was very, very like dominant in your family or your life. And then I feel like someone went on a spiritual journey here. And so once that happens, you're like hitting a wall. There's something about like a wall. It could like be this rock right here where someone is like feeling unfulfilled in this marriage. Not because there's something wrong with the person, not because someone's cheating or being abusive or anything like that. I do feel like someone could be a little controlling, but I feel like the dominance is the religion. It's due to religion, like what the Bible says a man should be. That's what I'm getting. There could be something like that, like roles, like how a woman should be in a marriage, how a man should be in a marriage, or something like that. Someone takes their role very seriously, and I feel like this is not to discredit anyone who is in that energy, but I do feel like it's very dominant. Like it's so, someone is so into their religious beliefs and their role as a man, I feel like, within a church, within a family, that they cannot see this spiritual, they cannot, like, they don't understand the spiritual journey. And they're losing their wife because of it. And I feel like the wife could even be the one, and y'all can reverse the roles however you need to. But I feel like there's a feminine energy here that has like lost their way with this religious masculine. And when I say lost their way, I don't mean like in a negative way. I just mean like they probably used to be right alongside them. They probably both could have been ministers in the church or something like that, but she has like fallen off. She's no longer beside him. She's either in front of him or she's behind him, but she's no longer walking with him. There's something about that. And I feel like she could have found her spirituality here as she is transforming, but they have a family together. And I feel like there's someone, like I said, going through a divorce to where they are wanting to separate from this person and including their last name. And I feel like, like I said, I don't feel like this person has done anything really wrong in the marriage. They've done what they feel like is right, based off of their religious beliefs. But spirituality is a totally different thing. Once you discover spirituality in a partnership, a lot of times that partnership breaks because if both people are not on the same page, it is a struggle. And most of us, when we go on a spiritual journey, we understand that even like in our family, our relationships, our friendships, it changes because you start to see things differently. You start to see people differently. You start to see these, things that you once thought was cool are toxic. You see it for what it is now. being awakened in this energy, and a lot of times it causes a rift in a relationship, especially a marriage. And if you are the spiritual person in this marriage, and you could be trying to teach the other person about spirituality, and they're very, very, you know, religious, it could cause a lot of conflict in a marriage within a household, because I'm seeing it here also. And it becomes like it's like someone having to choose between their marriage and their themselves. Like it's not even a selfish energy, and someone could even be telling you you're selfish for doing this, but I don't feel like you are. I feel like this is what you're being guided to do. um Going through an awakening can be tough if you're the only one in that family or that household that's going through it. So it takes a lot of courage to stand up to somebody and say, I need to leave this marriage because this is not a healthy situation for me any longer. I am on a different page. Someone has crossed this bridge between the matrix and spirituality. It's like one of those things to where someone has to do what's best for them because they're no longer happy in a situation. I feel like someone has already stopped going to church too. And that could be a problem as well if someone is like a preacher or a minister in the church, a deacon or something like that, like a husband is, and the wife is not wanting to be present at church any longer. There's something about that too. That's causing a problem. I'm hearing like people will talk, but I feel like, the feminine in this energy doesn't care. They're on a spiritual journey. They have been awakened spiritually, and you can't go back from that. You can't just pretend like that did not happen. And so I feel like that's becoming an issue here in someone's marriage to the point of like divorce. And this could also be seeing someone for who they are now because you are awakened as well. There is something about someone being controlling out here, though. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's because of their religious nature or, like them being so, like, bent, hell bent on their role in a marriage. It's like, the man makes all the money, the man controls everything. I do this, I take care of the family. There's something about that, and someone is seeing it for what it is. And there's something here about insecurity that a masculine has. I'm just going to say it. That is causing them to be so controlling and in this dominant energy, is that they have some kind of insecurities here. Them feeling like they need to control everything that's going on all the way down to the money. And see, I keep tapping this card, this lack card. Someone is lacking in an area, and it's like money is like the I'm hearing like the go-to for this person. So I'm getting like this could be someone who didn't grow up with much money, or who grew up with like not a lot of money. They could have, I won't say like poor. I don't feel like this person was poor, but maybe they just didn't have a lot. Maybe they had a lot of siblings or something like that, and their parents just weren't able to do. They had what they needed, but not a lot of things they wanted. So then they got older, and then they have a really good job, or they make really good money, and they're taking care of their family. So they feel like they're doing everything that they should be doing as a man, and everything that they have always wanted to do, which was take care, let their wife stay at home with the kids and do and all this stuff. But I feel like it's because of some kind of lack that they had maybe in the past. Like this card with the past issues, this is coming from a past issue. And so it's like, I don't want my wife to work. And then the wife is like, well, I want to work because I need to make my own money. I want to have some kind of identity for myself. And they're like, no, you ain't working because I don't want my wife to work. It's like those type of conversations I feel like are coming up. But I do feel like the wife in this situation is becoming distant because of this. And I don't even feel like the masculine understands what's going on. And if the woman has already filed for divorce here in this type of situation, I feel like the masculine is so confused. He don't know what's going on. He don't know why. It's like, I'm doing everything. I never cheat on you. I never hit you. I never da 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 da. And he is like totally lost. But it's like, it's something like this person has done everything except where this female is spiritually. And that's the biggest issue. And I feel like this masculine doesn't understand that because they're so wrapped up in religion that they can't see spirituality like at all. So I don't know. I tried to explain it in different ways. I hope y'all can kind of like get what I'm saying. What else is going on? I'm just gonna move on from this. But yeah, I did see that, so I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out and try to explain it. Yeah, Angels of the Four Directions is here. There's something that, look, I can't even make it up. The loving woman is here, and then here's the family. See, that's what I'm saying. And then also too, like family, like the friends, sorry, and colleagues. Everyone looks to this masculine, so this could even be like his family, her family. The looking to him for, excuse me, some kind of stability here. Yeah, and look, back and forth, and then deserving. It's like they feel like, and that's, I don't know. I hate to say it, but I just feel like it's unhealthy for somebody to be in this type of energy to this it's like to their own detriment. Um, like I said, when you become spiritual, you understand. If y'all are on your spiritual journey, y'all understand what I'm trying to say. But I feel like look, it leads to letting go. I'm trying to tell you, back and forth. It's like someone going back and forth with somebody arguing. These are the arguments that they're having about what somebody deserves. Well, you deserve a nice house. You deserve to just be able to play in the garden every day. You deserve to be home with the children. Like you don't have to work. So why are you complaining? It's something like that going on. But this person is so, they're happy with the children. They're happy to be home with the children. But I feel like they don't have any identity of themselves. Everything is about this masculine and what he provides. And I feel like this is just, someone going in a different direction. They're becoming distant. Anything else? Yeah, Kendrick partnership is here. Um, Someone could even think that like, oh, you want to just go back and be with somebody else. This could even be like a childhood situation, like y'all were together in high school, grew up together, or something like that. It's like y'all have everything y'all always dreamed of having, except like now there's something with this spirituality. And I feel like it's coming in between. It's like the third party. Yeah, taking steps. Someone's getting a divorce from this masculine. And then here's the family right here. So I feel like, even the family and the friends, y'all might have a lot of mutual friends. And especially like y'all could even have like the house that everyone gathers at for family, or if people need a place to stay, they come stay with y'all, something like that. And I feel like it's breaking up more than just a marriage, like obviously with the children, but it's like friends and family are also involved in this decision here. Yeah, I can't make it up. Someone's getting a divorce. New beginning is here. Someone's getting a divorce. And if you're this person that's going back and forth about whether you should do this or not, this might be your confirmation. Like, like I always say, use your discernment, pray about it, meditate on it before you make this decision based off this reading. But this could be your confirmation. Because I feel like there's a lot of arguing going back and forth. Someone cannot understand why someone is choosing to leave them. Yeah, there you go right there. Milestone, the sacred temple. There's the friends and family and the guides right there. It's like we have built so much with this marriage. Someone could have been married 11 years or something like that, or more, 11 years or more. That 11 is very significant, as we saw earlier. So it could be like 11 years, or someone could have gotten married in the 11th month of, so November. Your wedding anniversary could be in November or something like that. But we have 656 right here. This is like that change where someone is like, they need to move forward. They're just stuck. The marriage is keeping them stuck. This way of life, they feel stuck. And it's time for a change. And leaving the house, I feel like it's definitely where they're starting. So this could be like a separation that is going to evolve into a divorce. So we got whichever story is yours, just take what resonates. But yeah, planning and action. I feel like we have true love is here. This is something else. Someone may just feel like they need more of a supportive partner as far as like their spirituality goes. And that's what happens. You have to be around people who support you. I don't say you have to be, but it's helpful if you are. But it's hard to just be in some marriage or in a relationship with someone who is just stuck on religion and that's it. Because they cannot see anything else. And that means that the relationship cannot evolve. Only thing it can do is crumble, right? So I feel like that's what's happening. So let me see. I'll pull from these and see if there's anything that wants to come out. Look, I can't make it up. Cut the deck on signing a new contract. That's what I feel like is going on here. This is like a new contract with spirit, though. Like someone is getting a new contract once they divorce this person, or once they change, the other story of changing your last name. You get a new spiritual contract. I feel like where look, rest and success, and it's going to make you more successful. And I feel like someone is exhausted, someone is tired of. I feel like in the marriage situation storyline, I feel like someone is just tired of trying to either defend themselves, or they're tired of trying to make someone see spirituality for what it is, because someone is hell bent on not seeing it. Yeah, they don't want to know about it. And these conversations that y'all have to keep having about it, it's like someone, look, the yes card, someone just can't do it. They cannot. And so now that's what's happening. Angelic help is on the way, and it's going to cause some sadness. I feel like the children for sure is what someone is worried about. Is like how the children are going to be affected by this, or even having to split up the children or something like that. But I do feel like someone now just loves themselves enough to know that they have to leave this relationship. It's no longer serving their highest good. Angry, yeah, someone's definitely gonna be mad about it, or someone is now, because someone could be getting served some divorce papers, and like the ghost card just came out of nowhere. Yep, an ending. Yep, and so we got protected. So I do feel like there's something too about even someone's protection could go up, and someone could definitely be how do I want to say that, like learning about like their ancient bloodline here, because we did see this card out here. So someone could definitely be, oh, okay. So so signing a new contract by spirit. This is a new contract for some people. Is their past life, the person they were supposed to be with, or yeah, that they were with in a past life, being able to find this person again for some of y'all, and so that is part of their spiritual journey as well. So, like I said, we meet people, we get married, we have lives, but it doesn't always mean that it's forever. Especially when you have gone through a spiritual journey and you're evolving. Now you have a different contract. Someone has a different contract because of the work that they've been doing spiritually. And I feel like too, the ending of this situation is going to bring protection to whomever is leaving. Yep, I can't make it up. Cut the deck right on it. So yeah, so if this is a feminine that's leaving this relationship, like you're gonna go somewhere where you're like spiritually protected. Because I do feel like it has to do with like this ancient. I'm hearing a dynasty, so you could be like a descendant, of an ancient dynasty or something like that. And that could be something you learned as well through your spiritual journey. And so there's a lot of protection that does come with that. So when you do end this tie with this person in this marriage or relationship, it showed up again. I cut the deck on it again. You get this new contract. So there's a lot of wealth that comes with this as well. A lot of protection that comes with this as well. Reuniting that kindred partnership here. This is like reuniting with someone from like, I feel like this in this past life energy, someone you could have been with in a past life. That's like fighting their way to get back to you, or you fighting your way to get back to them. Like I always feel like that's what it ends up being, is a fight. Like you end up feeling like you're in a fight because you are fighting for your spirituality. Pretty much, you're fighting to be respected or supported, but also you having to fight through this journey because the devil is so hell bent, on stopping divine relationships. So there's something about this, with this marriage and this relationship here. I don't I don't really know. I don't feel like this is like someone going back to their past person, going back to a past lover or anything like that. I just feel like this is like that past life energy. So I just want to make sure I'm clear on that. And I feel like, this could just be like with this new contract, there's just someone else for you now. You are being given, I feel like, a divine partnership you know, where someone is on the same page as you are spiritually, and there's a lot of wealth and protection that comes with that. Yep, the truth. So there's an offer here, even of like financial like abundance here. And that's what I was getting to with that, like, you know, some kind of like wealth increase, you know, that is coming with this bloodline change or with this last name change or whatever this is. And when I say bloodline change, I just mean like who you're connected to, like the bloodline that you're connected to through a last name. Okay. Spirit saying yes, backing me up. So yeah, the cleansing of this, surrendering something here. I just feel like this is what needs to happen, and it brings you a lot of peace. Yeah, and you may be uncomfortable for a while, but I feel like it brings you peace. But that's what this is. The strength card. This is giving me like court all day long. Like you may have your comfort disrupted because, especially if you're coming from a relationship where you weren't able to work, right? So you're gonna have to like start over. But I feel like you will be rewarded for this, you know, financially even. So, all right, I'm gonna see if anything else wants to come out. I feel like the reading is done though. So, yeah, I will leave it here, you guys. So, I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.